I first met Austin back in 2016. I did some fan art of him, Xylo, Richie, and Tiger for the Minecraft Duelist Kingdom Yu-Gi-Oh thing, and I emailed Richie after and asking if they had any voice acting slots open, and Richie kindly responded saying we're always welcome to have more people help out. And that's how I joined the roleplay team. I was pretty quiet, I won't lie. I only really cared about the big YouTubers, Richie and Xylo mainly. But I'd still help out with Tiger and Panda and Mev and everyone else from time to time. But Richie and Xylo were my priority. Whenever they asked for voice lines, I'd be one of the first to be like, hey, yep, I can offer my services. If they needed a body actor, I would try my best, even though I was pretty laggy. It wasn't until the Pinky Squad days that I actually started opening up a little bit more. Because the original Pinky Squad, they were very close with one another, and I would force myself into the group, essentially. Because, they'd play games like Overwatch and large groups of Minecraft. And whilst I wasn't a true member, I felt included, which I don't know if I was a burden back then or not, but, it felt nice. It was fun. And then the Pinky Squad broke up, and then they formed Pinky Squad 2.0. And it was around that time that I really started to break out of my shell and start interacting with everyone. Because you didn't just have Tiger, Richie, Xylo, Austin, and Mev. You also had, Pat, player 2, and you had... I don't remember who else. I think Dan Kratup was in there as well. It was such a long time ago. But they also had a Pinky Squad Discord, a different server that had all the members in there, and I think it also had some of the body actors and voice actors in there as well. And for some reason, I still don't know why, but I was entrusted with, essentially, a higher than admin role. So I could see what the private Pinky Squad chat was doing. I had all the dirt on them. I knew what they were up to. They couldn't escape me. They couldn't escape my wrath. They didn't need to. They were well-behaved kids. But they broke up, and... because, conflicting schedules, the story of the Pinky Squad and the Pinky Squad 2.0. But during that time is when I first properly started talking to Austin. Since that period of my life, I started speaking to him more often. I started speaking to Richie more often. I started speaking to everyone a hell of a lot more often, because I was a lot less shy, and the Pinky Squad was a very large help towards that. They were brilliant, and even after their breakup, they're still the people that I speak to daily, and there's no bad blood between them, which is, that's always nice, because I hate picking sides. And then the Dream Team formed, which was originally Richie, Austin, and Michael. At least I'm pretty sure it was Michael. If I'm wrong about that, I'm going to be a little bit upset. I'm not going to lie. And I just kept on talking to these guys more and more and more, and I managed to build up my confidence more and more and more, and they became some of my closest friends. More so Austin than either of the other two. And I honestly don't know why. Maybe it's just our personalities sync up enough. Maybe we have the same sense of humor. We don't really share that many common interests. But, that's the great thing about a friendship. You don't really need to have common interests. But I did start talking to him more and more. Mainly in voice calls, because during that time I was still nervous about talking to people one-on-one. So in that voice call, there would always be at least one other person. But I'd get along with Austin really well. And shortly after, Mario was integrated into the Dream Team as kind of like the glue to hold them all together, to keep them on schedule, so they didn't run out of time in their recording sessions. And Mario was a person that I spoke to incredibly regularly, more so than the Dream Team. And I think because of that, because of being in the presence of everyone, I kind of just attached to everyone. I kind of, I was more prominently featured in different people's videos. I would send out voice lines for 30 different characters for a single series. I would try my best to help out where I could. And honestly, these past 4 years have probably been some of the best experiences of my life. And largely, I have to thank Richie, Xylo, Tiger, Mev, Pinky Squad 2.0, but more than anything, I have to thank Austin. He's such a unique character. He's honestly one of the most grounded in reality. And in the same sense, he's got huge aspirations and he's so lovable. You can't help but just be drawn to his energy. Even hundreds of miles away, I'm still like, I still feel like his presence is in the same room as I am. It just, whenever we talk, it feels like I'm hanging out with a buddy. It feels like I'm hanging around with one of my greatest friends. In the previous clickbait video, there were a couple of comments saying that the joke of the video was that Austin and I seem really alike. And that sentiment, that's not the first time that statement has been said before. Back in Origins of Olympus, when I played Apollo, I had a couple of comments saying, hey, Austin and Apollo are really similar. And the fact of the matter is, Austin wasn't really playing a character. He was playing the character of Austin, the son of Apollo. But he was largely using his own attitude. He's upbeat, he's goofy, he's lovable, but he can be serious when the time calls. And largely, I was being myself. Chill, relax, I don't really care about what's going on. I'd rather watch Stranger Things, I'll be honest. But just looking at those comments, seeing wow, Austin and Apollo are really similar, that kind of weirdly spoke to me. Because up until that point, I was like, yeah, Austin's my friend. But it didn't really click how much impact Austin has had on my life and how much we actually got along. You can ask him, and I sent to him a screenshot of one of those comments, and he was like, yeah. Just in agreement. Like, that was the most surreal thing. Because I don't know, I just didn't really expect that out of someone who I looked up to and admired, that he saw me in the same light, that he saw me as like this person to be admired, this person to be respected. I always thought that, hey, I'm a little bit lesser than you, because, you know, you're the big YouTube star, you're the one who's, you know, you're the popular one, you're the one who's gonna be the person who's gonna, you know, go out there and make friends, and I'll tag along. I'll pick up the scraps. But he didn't see me in that light. He saw me as an actual friend. And quite frankly, that meant the world. Because in a time where I didn't have a lot of friends, in a time when I felt like the entire world was dull, grey, and soulless, a person who I looked up to and really admired saw me in the exact same light that I saw him. And you know, I'm really glad that Austin is my friend.